From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordo, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Friday, November 21st. It is a really foggy morning outside. Dense fog across central Indiana and in Indianapolis. We've had well over 24 school districts delayed this morning. The good news is that fog should dissipate. Get out of here. The bad news is that it's going to be the rain that makes that go away. We are going to get some heavy rain expected today. The weekend, though, things are going to dry out. It's going to be much nicer. Expect sunshine on Saturday.
What can 160 years of experience teach you about the future? When it comes to protecting what matters, Pacific Life provides life insurance, retirement income, and employee benefits for people and businesses building a more confident tomorrow. Strategies rooted in strength and backed by experience. Ask a financial professional how Pacific Life can help you today. Pacific Life Insurance Company, Omaha, Nebraska, and in New York. Pacific Life and Annuity, Phoenix, Arizona.
Breaking news. State police say they are investigating a police shooting overnight in Lafayette. The Tippecanoe County Coroner's Office has confirmed that a person died at around 4 this morning on Porsche Lane. That's an apartment complex near I-65 and State Road 26 in Lafayette. The coroner's office did not say if the death is connected to a shooting. Lafayette police are only saying that a shooting involving officers took place, but they did not say when or where it happened. Police tell us they will release more information soon. As soon as we learn more, we'll bring it to you on wishtv.com. Happening today, you can pay respects to a Delaware County deputy who died in the line of duty. Visitation for Corporal Blake Reynolds will be today from 2 to 7 at Grace Baptist Church. It is in Yorktown, but it has a Muncie address. Reynolds' funeral is set for tomorrow at his alma mater, Delta High School. We'll also have the entire funeral service on wishtv.com. Also happening today, the man charged with killing a cleaning woman in Whitestown is set to be in court for the first time. Online court records show 62-year-old Kurt Anderson will have his initial hearing at 10 this morning. Prosecutors say Anderson shot and killed Maria Florinda Rios Perez when she went to the wrong house to clean earlier this month. Prosecutors charged Anderson with voluntary manslaughter. They say his actions do not fall under the stand your ground law, what's known as the Castle Doctrine, in the state's self-defense law. Also today, Pope Leo is set to give a live virtual address to young people attending the National Catholic Youth Conference here in Indianapolis. Organizers say it is the first time a sitting pope has spoken live at the annual conference. Organizers say more than 15,000 young people will be at the event. It runs through tomorrow at the Indiana Convention Center and Lucas Oil Stadium. We'll have more on the Pope's speech on Wish TV and wishtv.com. State police are now investigating swatting incidents and threats of violence to Indiana lawmakers. At least 5 state senators tell us they have been targeted this week. Each case happened since the state Senate voted to not meet next month to possibly redraw Indiana's congressional districts to help Republicans in next year's midterm elections. The latest is Republican Senator Spencer Deary of West Lafayette. He says yesterday morning, someone called police to falsely report domestic abuse inside his home. News 8 government reporter Garrett Berquist reports on the disturbing trend.
Deary says someone sent an unpaid pizza to his address the night before. He says he suspects it was to convey his address as known.
We had a heads up from our chief about this going on other places throughout the state, and so officers responding already knew what to expect, that this was kind of a known thing, and made contact and made sure that everything was fine.
Senators Dan Durnell and Rick Niemeyer also faced swatting calls over the past 24 hours. And a Sunday incident targeted Terre Haute Senator Greg Good. Swatting is when someone falsely reports an emergency at a targeted location and tries to generate as large-scale a response as possible.
So it's to the surprise, especially of the homeowner or any visitors, of course to law enforcement, because they're going and anticipating something happening in that mindset.
Deary has consistently said he opposes redrawing Indiana's congressional maps mid-decade. The other senators targeted have not taken a public stance. Here's what Senate President pro tempore Rod Bray said on Tuesday regarding the call that targeted Good.
I absolutely condemn that activity. It's abhorrent that he, but in particular his wife and his son, would have to go through that experience. So I have no defense to that whatsoever, and we in our society need to make sure that the dialogue we have is civil, even when there's a disagreement. Civility and substance is what we need to be doing in our political universe.
Governor Mike Braun briefly addressed the incidents in comments early Thursday.
We can stand for none of that. This is about a political discussion that can't have any of that. And now that it's occurred for the third time, that's way beyond the pale, unacceptable. It shouldn't be having that involved with it. What can be done to prevent it, I don't know. But all I'm saying is, Governor, leader of the state, stop it.
Galaviz tells me state police are now coordinating a statewide multi-agency investigation.
You're talking about, the false reporting. Again, you talked about potential, threats, but also threats to public officials. So again, there's a potential multitude of potential criminal violations at play here.
And on that note, it's worth noting the General Assembly passed a new law just this spring to toughen the penalties for swatting. It's now a felony if it would make a reasonable person feel terrorized or intimidated. That could net you up to 30 months in prison. I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
We also have a statement from Republican State Senator Kyle Walker, who has publicly opposed redrawing districts. Walker says attempts have been made to intimidate me and threaten violence at my home. All state leaders should send the strongest message possible that not only are these violent threats and intimidation tactics against the law, they are also counter-effective. President Trump is accusing 6 Democratic members of Congress of sedition that should be punishable by death. It's in response to a video the Democratic lawmakers posted yesterday. They posted it on social media. The lawmakers are all veterans of the military or intelligence community. They're calling on service members to uphold their oath to defend the Constitution and not follow any illegal orders given to them.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law or our Constitution.
We know this is hard and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
the Army,
or Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is critical.
And know that we have your back.
The Democrats who made the video are now criticizing the president over the threatening language. Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson called the video wildly inappropriate, but later said that he does not think the lawmaker should face any punishment. The sparring over the video is happening at the same time that there are doubts about having National Guard soldiers in cities. A federal judge is ordering the Trump administration to end the deployment of National Guard troops in Washington, D.C. The ruling yesterday says that the deployment illegally intrudes on the authority of local officials to direct law enforcement. The order is on hold for 21 days to allow the administration to appeal. It comes just one day after Governor Braun announced that Indiana National Guard members would spend the holiday season in the nation's capital as part of the Washington, D.C. effort. Federal investigators are showing the moments leading up to a deadly plane crash in Louisville earlier this month. They're showing it frame by frame using surveillance video from Louisville's airport. It shows the UPS cargo plane during takeoff. Each frame, there are 6 of them, shows the engine come loose, then pop off the plane. A fire erupts, and the engine ends up catapulting into the air. The fire and smoke is on the plane as it takes off. Now, moments after takeoff is when the plane crashed, causing a massive explosion, killing 14 people. Federal investigators say it's a preliminary report that they released yesterday. The National Transportation Safety Board says in that shows evidence of cracks in the left wing's engine mount, but this investigation is still ongoing. The Federal Aviation Administration says some air traffic controllers are getting $10,000 bonuses, but it's only going to people with a perfect attendance record during the government shutdown. The FAA says the bonuses will go to 776 controllers and technicians who did not miss work during the 43-day shutdown while not getting paid. The Union for Air Traffic Controllers says only 311 of its members are getting the extra pay. The union is pushing back, saying many of the nearly 20,000 workers could not afford gas or childcare to come to work without pay every day. Okay, let's go to your business headlines now. Jane King starts with egg prices. And despite bird flu cases here in Indiana and across the country, they don't seem to be impacting the prices.
So far, it's not. The lowest egg prices of the year are actually hitting store shelves right now. So the USDA says prices are about $2.01 a dozen. The national average is right about $1.95 a dozen. Yet the USDA has been tracking outbreaks in Indiana and other states. Now, locally, the largest outbreak involved a poultry operation in Elkhart County with about 49,000 birds, and 4 more facilities in LaGrange County reported activity as well. Well, travelers who arrive at a U.S. airport security checkpoint without a real ID or a valid passport could have to pay an $18 fee. This non-refundable fee would go toward covering the costs of modernizing the ID verification program. It would use biometrics. There's no set date, though, for when this new program and the fees would start. And research from Common Sense Media and Stanford finds systematic failures in how chatbots recognize psychiatric conditions. Artificial intelligence can miss critical warning signs and fail to detect psychiatric emergencies, yet because chatbots show competence in some other areas, teens might assume they're reliable for mental health support. But researchers say that the teens are early adopters of the new technology, but they do face higher risks because their brains, identities, and critical thinking skills are all still under development. Well, Netflix, Paramount, and Comcast all submitted bids to buy Warner Brothers Discovery. Paramount wants to combine all of Warner Brothers Discovery with Paramount to create a counterweight to the tech giants. Comcast wants a streaming business and the iconic characters like Batman to help with theme parks and its digital business, and Netflix is eyeing the studio and streaming business as well. Okay, stocks went on a wild ride yesterday. We had an early, very strong rally that totally faded. The Dow made a 1,000-point trip, closed lower by almost 400 points. So excitement over Nvidia's earnings gave way to worry that the Fed will not cut interest rates in December. Now, this morning we are pointing higher, but it feels kind of wobbly. Live from the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King. Back to you.
Colts watch now. It is not clear if quarterback Daniel Jones will be playing in Kansas City this weekend. On Thursday, the team had him listed as limited practice with a calf injury. If he is out, Riley Leonard will play as the backup. At 8-2 on the season, the Colts are actually not the favorites heading into Sunday's game against the 5-5 Chiefs. This is also despite a historic season for running back Jonathan Taylor. He leads the league in rushing yards with more than 1,100 yards. Game kicks off in Kansas City on Sunday at 1 p.m. College basketball now. Purdue men's basketball team will play in the Bar Mar Bahamas championship game tonight. Braden Smith had a team high of 11 assists against Memphis last night, including a behind-the-back pass leading to a Jack Benter dunk. Purdue beat the Tigers 80-71. Boilermakers face 15th-ranked Texas Tech tonight in the championship game. Tip-off is at 9:30 p.m. The IU men's team is now 5-0 in the season with another win at home last night. Senior Tucker DeVries, he's the coach's son too, he led the Hoosiers with 25 points, including several three-pointers. Hoosiers beat Lindenwood 73-53. Indiana's next game is a pretty big one at home Tuesday when Kansas State comes to Assembly Hall. Okay, high school football now, semi-state tonight, and the winner of the zone banner will be revealed tonight. Brownsburg and Fishers are up for Wish TV's Fan Section Spirit Award. Tune in to the zone tonight, 11 o'clock, and find out who this year's winner is. This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on Wish TV and WishTV.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at WishTV.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.